Residents across the Tidewater region and down into the North Carolina border counties should prepare for a period of high winds and potential property damage from falling hail. If you are in the path of these storms, seek shelter in a sturdy building and stay away from windows until the heavy weather has cleared your area. We have a new severe thunderstorm warning just issued for about 2,600 people across the state line. This includes northeastern Siskiyou County in Northern California and southwestern Klamath County in south central Oregon for the next 38 minutes. Radar is tracking a storm near Doris, moving southwest to your roof, siding, and trees, McDowell, and along Highway 97. If you are in this area, go ahead and move to an interior room on the lowest floor of your building until this passes. We're looking live at our 12-camera grid across Central Virginia, where a high-impact severe weather event is unfolding. Most of the US 29 and US 460 corridors through Madison Heights and Appomattox are currently under overcast skies with dry roads. But don't let the quiet fool you. A severe thunderstorm warning is active for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and large hail. The absolute standout is the bottom row camera on I-264 in Chesapeake. You can see active, heavy rain and significant spray as commuters navigate through a gray wall of water with headlights on. This cell is packing 58 dBz on radar, meaning visibility is tanking fast. With storms moving southeast at 33 knots, those dry intersections in Amherst will see wet pavement and ponding very soon. Keep your distance on the interstates, stay weather aware, and y'all watch out. We have a new severe thunderstorm warning for southern Klamath County in Oregon, and this one carries a considerable damage threat. Forecasters are tracking a powerful storm moving west at 40 miles per hour that is packing 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts and quarter-sized hail. This storm is already producing accumulating hail on the roads, so if you are driving near Klamath Falls, Altamont, or Beatty, please pull over and find cover. Over 54,000 people are in the path of this cell, including folks in Bonanza, Derry, and Sprague River. This warning is in effect for the next 37 minutes, so move to an interior room now to stay away from windows as we expect damage to roofs, mobile homes, and trees. We have a new severe thunderstorm warning issued for Central Virginia. This storm is currently over Oakville and moving east very slowly at about 10 miles per hour, impacting nearly 20,000 people across Appomattox, Charlotte, Campbell, Buckingham, and Amherst counties. Radar indicates we are looking at 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail, which is enough to damage your vehicles, roofs, and trees. If you are in Amherst, Appomattox, Bent Creek, or Concord, you need to move to an interior room on the lowest floor of your home right now to stay safe from those winds and falling debris. This warning is in effect for the next hour and 6 minutes. Check out this incredible shot from LEV in Crook, Colorado. She's dealing with some extreme wind and dust right now as this massive shelf cloud and storm front pushes across the open landscape. Stay safe out there, Ellie, and thanks for the update. Right now, 911 dispatch is reporting numerous trees down across Littleton and Halifax, stretching into the Scotland Neck area of North Carolina. A few minutes ago, near Centerville, several trees and power lines were knocked down, with damage reported to a farm off Highway 58. In Buchanan, Virginia, thunderstorm winds just blew down a large tree within the town limits about 10 minutes back. We have a new severe thunderstorm warning coming out of the National Weather Service in La Crosse, targeting eastern Jackson County in west central Wisconsin for the next hour and 19 minutes. Radar is tracking a storm moving south at 20 miles per hour near Shortville that is capable of producing hail up to the size of $50. This is large enough to cause some real damage to your vehicles, so if you are in Bear Bluff Township, Prairie, or City Point, you'll want to get those cars under a carport or into the garage. While this storm is mostly over rural areas, affecting about 366 people, it's still powerful enough that you should move to an interior room on the lowest floor of your building until it passes. If you are in southern Klamath County, you need to be inside an interior room right now to stay away from windows. This storm is packing 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts and is already dropping enough hail to cover the roads, which makes driving incredibly dangerous. We have about 34 minutes left on this warning, so stay put until this core passes your location. If you are in Amherst, Appomattox, or near the National Historic Park, you need to stay away from windows and move to an interior room right now. We are tracking 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail that can easily damage your roof or your vehicle. We have about 1 hour and 3 minutes remaining on this warning, so please stay hunkered down until this cell clears your area. If you are in the path of this storm near Doris or McDowell, you need to be inside right now and away from windows. We are tracking 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts that can easily snap tree branches and damage your roof. There is also enough hail falling to make the roads very slick, especially along Highway 97. So please stay off the roads for the next 35 minutes until this clears out. "53 of you are feeding me live ground truth right now, with heavy concentrations holding the line in Kentucky, Virginia, and Texas. 5 of you are sitting directly inside active warning polygons. Get to your safe spot immediately and stay weather aware." Let's zoom into West Virginia, where one of our viewers in Putnam County is reporting a total deluge right now. You are not kidding about that rain. You're currently under a severe thunderstorm watch and a flood watch, with a heavy cell just 5 miles to your west, packing 65-mile-per-hour wind potential. With reports of bridges washing out in nearby Barber County, please stay off the roads and keep a close eye on those rising creek levels tonight. Now let's fly down to Florida, where one of our viewers in Hernando County just had their weather radio go off. You're not under a warning yet, but you've got a cell 4 miles southeast of you, and another one to your east, dropping small hail. So stay alert as those slow movers drift through. It's going to be a soggy night with up to an inch of rain possible, and that tropical moisture is only ramping up for a very wet Thursday. And finally, we have to look at Virginia, where a viewer in Lynchburg is sitting directly in the path of a nasty severe thunderstorm. Monster to your northeast is packing massive 2.5-inch hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds. This line is moving southeast at 25 miles per hour, so stay away from windows and keep that helmet handy until this danger passes through Amherst and Forest. Shout out to the 53 legends currently beaming their live positions to my dashboard. We are hunting for 47 more volunteers to hit that 100-pin milestone, so toggle your location in the WeatherWise app and join the scout team right now. We're focusing on a developing storm in the Texas Panhandle, currently positioned near Memphis in Hall County. This cell is drifting slowly to the southeast at 13 miles per hour and has shown a steady increase in intensity over the last several minutes. While we don't have a formal warning from the National Weather Service just yet, our radar data is indicating a 90% chance of hail falling from this core, with stones likely the size of pennies. The internal energy of this storm is climbing, and we're seeing the hail threat becoming more pronounced as it tracks toward Childress, Texas. If you are in the path of this system, especially along the Highway 287 corridor in northern Texas, you need to be prepared for sudden, heavy downpours and small hail that could make travel difficult. Go ahead and move any sensitive equipment or vehicles under a sturdy roof now. This storm is moving slowly, which means if it passes over your location, you could be dealing with these conditions for a longer duration. Stay indoors and away from windows until this cell clears your area in Hall County. We have a line of severe thunderstorms pushing through the heart of the Lynchburg area and surrounding counties that will remain a threat for the next 30 minutes. This system is packing 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and large hail, moving steadily to the southeast at about 20 miles per hour. Radar is tracking these storms right over the city of Lynchburg and moving into central Amherst County. Folks in the town of Bedford and over in Forest need to be ready for half-dollar-size hail that could easily dent vehicles. We are also watching the impacts as this line nears the Concord and Evington areas, where 60-mile-per-hour winds could cause damage to roofs, siding, and nearby trees. I want to speak directly to the two viewers we have inside this polygon right now. You need to move to an interior room on the lowest floor of your home immediately. With 60-mile-per-hour winds and large hail expected, stay away from windows and make sure your phones are charged in case of power outages. Hey there, we're tracking some strong thunderstorms moving through central North Carolina that you'll want to keep an eye on. For the next 58 minutes, a special weather statement is in effect for Chatham, Randolph, Davidson, Montgomery, Moore, and Stanley counties. Radar is picking up a line of storms stretching from near Siler City down toward Albemarle, packing wind gusts up to 50 miles per hour and some pea-sized hail. This is heading toward more than 121,000 people, including folks in Asheboro, Pittsboro, Troy, and those visiting the North Carolina Zoo. If you're out on Interstate 73 or have outdoor plans, heads up that those gusty winds could easily knock down tree limbs or toss around your patio furniture, so it's a good idea to head inside until these clouds pass. Michelle in Loyal, Wisconsin, caught a handful of pea to marble-sized hail as a quick-moving storm rolled through her area. Those stones definitely pack a punch for such a fast sell. Thanks for the update, Michelle. We have a dangerous situation developing in southern Klamath County, where a severe thunderstorm is packing 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail. This storm is moving west at about 40 miles per hour, and this warning is in effect for the next 26 minutes until 5:15 p.m. The threat level here is considerable, specifically for those of you in Klamath Falls and Altamont, where high winds could damage roofs and mobile homes. We are also tracking this cell as it moves over Hagelstein County Park and the Miller Island Klamath Wildlife Area, where the storm has already been reported to be dropping enough hail to cover the road surfaces. If you are near Moore Park or the Sprague River area, expect significant tree damage and possible power outages as these 70-mile-per-hour gusts push through. With winds this strong and quarter-size hail likely, you need to move to an interior room on the lowest floor of your home or office right now. Stay away from windows and make sure your mobile devices are charged in case the wind causes local power outages. Checking the radar in central Idaho, we're watching a strengthening cell near Dixie in Idaho County. This storm is crawling to the northwest at only 9 miles per hour, but it is gaining significant vertical height, which tells us the updraft is intensifying. A special weather statement is currently in effect for this area. Our data shows a 100% probability of hail reaching the ground, with some stones potentially reaching the size of pennies. Because this system is moving so slowly, the heavy rain and small hail will linger over the same spots for an extended period. If you're in the mountains or near the Dixie area in Idaho, you should prepare for a sudden drop in visibility and slick, hazardous road conditions. Go ahead and move any vehicles or outdoor equipment under cover now, and stay indoors until this core slowly drifts past your location. We have a new severe thunderstorm warning for parts of northern Virginia, including central Fauquier County, western Prince William County, and the cities of Manassas and Manassas Park. This warning is in effect for the next 24 minutes. Right now, radar is tracking a storm near Warrenton moving southeast, packing 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. These winds are strong enough to knock down trees and large branches, which could damage homes, block roads, or cause power outages for the 279,000 people in this storm's path. If you are in places like Haymarket, Gainesville, or Nokesville, please move indoors to an interior room and stay away from windows until this passes. We have a new severe thunderstorm warning for Marquette County in south central Wisconsin, and this is going to be in effect for the next 37 minutes. Radar is tracking a line of storms moving southeast at 35 miles per hour, packing 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail. If you are in Montello, Westfield, Oxford, or Endeavor, you need to head inside now to stay away from windows and protect yourself from flying debris. We are looking at potential damage to roofs, siding, and trees, and that hail could easily dent your vehicles. This storm is moving through an area with over 13,000 people, including towns like Packwaukee and Briggsville, so please make sure your neighbors are aware and stay safe until this passes. If you are in Manassas, Warrenton, or Gainesville, you need to stay inside and away from windows for about 21 more minutes. We are tracking 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts that are strong enough to knock down large tree branches and toss around any loose items in your yard. Please move to an interior room on the lowest floor of your home until this storm passes through Prince William and Fauquier counties. We are keeping a close eye on Sumter County, Florida, where a storm is rapidly gaining strength near Sumterville. This cell is moving north at 31 miles per hour and has shown a significant vertical growth spurt in just the last few minutes. This indicates a building updraft that is becoming more capable of producing hail. A special weather statement is currently in effect, as we expect wind gusts up to 50 miles per hour to accompany this core. If you are in Wildwood, Florida, or heading toward the Villages, you need to prepare for this storm to arrive shortly. While the hail is currently estimated at penny-sized, the upward trend in the storm's structure suggests it is still intensifying as it tracks toward Ocala. If you're traveling on I-75 or the Florida Turnpike in this area, be ready for heavy rain and gusty winds that will make driving difficult. Move your vehicles under a sturdy roof now, and stay inside until this system passes through northern Sumter County. We have a severe thunderstorm moving through central Virginia tonight, impacting Appomattox, Charlotte, Campbell, Buckingham, and Amherst counties until 8:45 p.m. This storm is drifting slowly to the east at about 10 miles per hour, carrying the threat of 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and quarter-sized hail. The storm is currently over Oakville and near Bent Creek in southeastern Amherst County, moving toward the Appomattox National Historic Park. Residents in the town of Appomattox and nearby Concord should prepare for winds strong enough to damage roofs and siding, while those further east in Pamplin City and Red House need to watch for hail that could dent vehicles. I don't have specific details on school or hospital campuses in this. With quarter-sized hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds expected, you need to move to an interior room on the lowest floor of a sturdy building immediately. Stay away from windows and ensure your electronics are charging in case these winds lead to local power outages. If you are in Marquette County, you need to be moving to an interior room on the lowest floor of your home right now. These storms are packing 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail that can easily damage your roof as we head into the final stretch of the evening. This watch continues for parts of Virginia, West Virginia, southern Maryland, and southeast Ohio, reaching 65 miles per hour and isolated hail up to 1.5 inches in diameter. While things should start to settle down once the sun finishes setting, please stay alert and have a way to receive warnings if a cell turns severe near you. "52 of you are pulsing live ground truth to the grid, with our heaviest squads holding the line in Kentucky, Virginia, and Florida. 7 of you are sitting directly inside active warning polygons right now, so please stop reading the chat and get to your safe spot immediately. Let's zoom in on Florida, where a viewer in Leesburg just checked in, saying the weather is almost there. You are spot on, because a stout storm is sitting just 7 miles to your west-southwest right now, packing a high probability of hail and frequent lightning as it pushes your way. It is a tall one, reaching over 40,000 feet, so expect some heavy downpours to move in within the next 20 minutes. Now let's fly over to northeast Kentucky, where a viewer in Lawrence County says those storms are rolling in right now. You are in the heart of a flood watch until 2 o'clock in the morning, because that ground is already soaked, and a strong cell with small hail is sitting just 4 miles to your west-northwest. Please stay off the roads and watch those creeks closely, because we have already seen reports of high in Martin County, just south of Warfield, who is currently under a severe thunderstorm watch until 9 p.m. Keep a close eye on the sky to your northwest, because a storm packing small hail is only 8 miles out and heading your way at 22 knots. This environment is primed for 65-mile-per-hour wind gusts and large hail, so please stay weather aware and be ready to move inside if that wind starts to howl. Grab the free WeatherWise app via the QR code or link below to join the grid. Hit that yellow menu button, toggle Y'all mode, and scroll down to verify your spot. Sharing your approximate location helps me track these cells in real time, so we can keep this community safe. Shout out to the 52 legends currently lighting up my dashboard with live data. We are chasing 100 pins tonight, so flip that switch in the WeatherWise app and help us bridge the gap. I am checking back in on that nasty wind gusts and quarter-size hail that is actually piling up on the roads, so if you are near Klamath Falls, Altamont, or Beatty, stay off the pavement. This is a considerable threat with enough wind to really do a number on mobile homes and roofs for the next 16 minutes until the warning expires. Please stay hunkered down in an interior room and keep away from those windows until this clears out. Welcome to the Extra Supporter Club, Marble. Glad to have you here on what has been one wild Wednesday night of weather.
Every storm starts out as a blip, a little bitty blip.
Starting the tour in Prince Edward County on US 15. It's quiet for now with light traffic and dry pavement, but don't let the calm fool you. Overcast skies are signaling the storm cells nearby. Just saw a pickup truck hauling a large silver livestock trailer through the intersection, likely trying to beat the rain before the severe thunderstorm watch kicks into high gear. Slinging over to Madison Heights on US 29 southbound, and here's the active weather we're tracking. Heavy rain is coming down right now, creating a visible sheen on the pavement, and kicking up spray from the few vehicles passing through. This area is under a severe thunderstorm warning for 60-mile-per-hour gusts, so visibility is the name of the game here. Just a bit further up on US 29 Business North, you can see the tire spray clearly behind that white pickup truck. We've even got some water droplets on the lens, which tells you exactly how wet it's getting. With rainfall rates potentially hitting 2 inches an hour, those slick roads are going to be a handful for the evening commute. Now at the intersection of US 29 Business South steadily, but you'll want to widen that thing in the oceans. You can see the American flag on the right whipping a bit as these storms push through. We're keeping a close eye on this entire corridor as the severe threat continues tonight. Stay weather aware, and y'all watch out. Good news for those of you tracking the storm in Klamath County. We have some improvement to report, as the threat level has officially been downgraded from considerable to a standard severe thunderstorm warning. While we are still seeing 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail, the peak winds have slowed down from that 70-mile-per-hour mark we saw earlier. You still need to stay indoors and away from windows for another 14 minutes until this warning expires. as those 60-mile-per-hour gusts can still do a number on your trees and siding. If you are in southwestern Waushara County, especially near Coloma, you need to move indoors and stay away from windows right now. We are tracking quarter-size hail with this storm that is likely to damage any vehicles left outside. You have about 14 minutes remaining until this warning expires, so stay in your safe spot until this core passes through. A few minutes ago, in Barber County, West Virginia, 911 dispatch reported Clemtown Road is being torn up by swift water, with several sections now completely submerged. In Henrico County, Virginia, multiple trees were blown down across the Short Pump area about 11 minutes back as those damaging winds pushed through the west end. Listen closely if you are in Marquette County, because the storm we are tracking has just become significantly more dangerous. We are upgrading the threat level as radar indicates hail has grown from quarter size to ping pong ball size, measuring 1.5 inches in diameter. These stones are large enough to cause injuries to anyone outdoors and will easily dent your vehicles. We are still seeing 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts with this line, so you need to move to an interior room immediately for the next 25 minutes until this warning expires. We are turning our attention to Eau Claire County, Wisconsin, where a storm near Osseo is beginning to intensify. Over the last few minutes, we've seen a clear signal that the updraft is strengthening, with the core of this storm growing taller and the probability of hail jumping to 100%. It is moving toward the south-southeast at 22 miles per hour, which puts it on a direct path toward Blair and eventually Taylor, Wisconsin. While we don't have a formal warning on this specific cell yet, we did have a report of 1-inch hail just an hour ago in nearby Loyal, so we know the environment in central Wisconsin is capable of supporting these hazards. If you are in the path of this storm, expect penny-sized hail and very heavy rain that will wash out visibility quickly. Go ahead and move your vehicles under cover and secure any loose outdoor items before this arrives. We'll be watching for any further signs of growth as it approaches the Trempealeau County line. Got your YALCast, Corey. St. Pete is on the list. It's a busy one tonight with active warnings firing across Virginia, West Virginia, Wisconsin, and Oregon. So hang tight, and I'll zoom in on the Sunshine City for you as soon as I can. We have a severe thunderstorm tracking through the city of Lynchburg and northern Campbell County right now, packing 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and half-dollar-size hail. This line of storms is moving southeast at 25 miles per hour and will remain a threat until this warning expires at 8:15 tonight. The heart of this storm is pushing through the city of Lynchburg and stretching toward the community of Bocock in Campbell County. Our radar shows a large cluster of echoes moving through the Timberlake area and down toward Rustburg, where those 60-mile-per-hour winds can easily damage roofs or knock down tree limbs. For those of you in Concord or near the Stonewall area, you need to prepare for half-dollar-size hail that could dent vehicles or damage siding within the next 10 minutes. To our 3 viewers directly in the path of this storm, you need to move to an interior room on the lowest floor of your home right now to stay away from windows. Large hail and damaging winds are the primary threats here, so make sure you're... I have to thank @CoreyBethune84 at the very start for supporting the stream and asking about the weather for St. Petersburg, Florida. Right now in St. Pete, it is 80.7 degrees under an overcast sky, but with that humidity at 82%, it feels more like 88. We are watching a strong cluster of storms nearby that could bring 40 to 50 mile per hour wind gusts and frequent lightning to the area through midnight. Over the next 12 hours, the rain chances stay elevated at 50% as that outflow moves through. You can expect a low of 76 degrees by morning, with overcast skies sticking around to start your Thursday. Thursday afternoon brings a classic Florida sea breeze setup that will be extra juicy with deep tropical moisture. This means slow-moving storms could drop heavy rain, leading to localized urban flooding through the evening hours. Keep your WeatherWise app locked on y'all mode to track those heavy downpours moving through the Sunshine City. A new area of concern is developing in southeast Virginia as a storm cell rapidly intensifies near the coast. We are seeing a significant surge in the storm's vertical growth over the last few minutes, with the top of the cell pushing up to 32,000 feet. This intensification has triggered a high probability of hail, and while there are no active warnings at this moment, the radar signal is strong enough to suggest penny-sized hail is likely. The system is tracking toward the east-southeast at 37 miles per hour, moving deeper into the Virginia coastal region. If you are outdoors in this part of Virginia, you need to be prepared for a sudden increase in wind and heavy rain that will quickly reduce visibility. The storm's internal structure is showing a consistent upward trend in strength, which often precedes a more severe phase. For those in the path of this cell, it would be wise to head indoors now and stay away from windows until the core passes. We will keep a close eye on this development as it approaches more populated areas near the Virginia shoreline. We have a severe thunderstorm pushing through Marquette County right now, packing 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and hail the size of ping pong balls. These storms are moving southeast at 35 miles per hour, and this warning is currently set to expire in about 22 minutes at 7:30 p.m. Radar shows a broken band of heavy precipitation moving directly over Westfield and the surrounding areas in Marquette County. As this line pushes toward Montello and the community of Packwaukee, those of you near local schools or parks need to be ready for potential damage to roofs and siding. We are also tracking this cell as it nears Endeavor and Harrisville, where the combination of 1.5-inch hail and high winds could easily shatter windows or take down tree limbs. Secure your vehicles if possible, and stay inside until these 60-mile-per-hour gusts have completely passed your neighborhood. "54 of you are feeding me live ground truth right now, with heavy squads holding the line in Kentucky, Wisconsin, and Tennessee. 6 of you are sitting directly inside active warning polygons, so please stop looking at your phones and get to your safe spot immediately." Moving over to eastern Oklahoma, a viewer in Haskell County and lack the punch for a tornado threat. Keep the phone alerts on for some heavy rain, but otherwise, you can hit the hay and rest easy. Now let's fly over to Franklin County, Kentucky, where a viewer just checked in from Frankfort, right in the middle of a flood watch. You have a weaknessing storm about 7 miles to your southeast, moving away. But don't let your guard down, because excessive rain is the real story here, until 2 a.m. If you're near a creek or low-lying area, stay alert tonight, and remember to turn around, don't drown, if you hit a flooded road in the dark. And finally, let's fly over to Portsmouth, Virginia, and I need you to stay alert, because a very intense storm with a history of hail is just 5 miles to your west-southwest and screaming in your direction at 45 miles per hour. This line has already been knocking down trees and cutting power across the state today, so please get away from windows and be ready to move to your safe spot the second a warning drops. Big thanks to the 54 legends currently lighting up my dashboard with live ground truth. We are aiming for 100 pins tonight, so toggle your location in the WeatherWise app and help us map this mess out. Hey Eli, welcome to Extra Supporter. You picked one seriously wild Wednesday night to join the fam. We've got storms firing from Virginia all the way out to Oregon right now. Hey everyone, it is your national YALLBot here, keeping an eye on the big map. We recently launched our dedicated Kentucky and Tennessee regional stream, and it has been a blast. But now it is time to decide where we head next. We have over 14,000 votes in, and Ohio is absolutely crushing the competition right now. If you want your state to get its own 24/7 weather coverage, you have to let us know. Head over to ryanhallyall.com/yallbot to cast your vote and help your region climb the leaderboard. We have a new severe thunderstorm warning for radar is tracking a line of storms moving west at 45 miles per hour through areas like Klamath Falls, Chiloquin, and Midland. This cell is packing 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail, which could easily damage your vehicles, roofs, and trees. We are looking at over 55,000 people potentially in the path of this one. So if you are at Hagelstein County Park or near Keno, please move to an interior room on the lowest floor of a sturdy building right away. Don't wait for the rain to start. Get inside and stay away from windows until this clears. We have a new severe thunderstorm warning just issued for parts of central and south central Virginia. This includes over 64,000 people across Appomattox, Charlotte, Campbell, and southeastern Bedford counties, and Pamplin, siding, and knock down trees. If you're in Alta Vista, Hurt, Brookneal, or Keysville, go ahead and move to an interior room away from windows until this line passes. We are tracking a complex weather situation in northern Virginia as a high-intensity storm near Catlett in Fauquier County begins to undergo some structural changes. This system is currently pushing toward the southeast at 29 miles per hour, which will bring it into the Manassas area shortly and eventually towards Stafford. While the radar indicates the internal updraft of this storm is starting to lose some of its vertical height, it remains a potent cell with a 90% probability of hail. We are looking at the likelihood of quarter-sized hail falling from this core as it passes. Because this storm is quite high in the Alps downward, indoors now. The heavy rain and hail will likely cause a rapid drop in visibility for anyone on the roads. We are not seeing any active warnings on this storm at the moment, but given the intensity of the radar signature, you'll want to stay away from windows until the main core clears your area. We have a new severe thunderstorm warning coming out of central Virginia for the next 43 minutes. This storm is packing 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and nickel-sized hail, moving east at about 35 miles per hour. This warning covers roughly 24,000 people, including those in Farmville, Hamden, Sydney, and Prospect. We're also in a room on the lowest floor, as these winds are strong enough to damage trees and knock out power lines. If you are in Klamath County, you need to be inside right now and away from windows. We've got about 28 minutes left on this warning, and radar is showing 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts, along with quarter-sized hail that can easily dent your car or damage your roof. Move to an interior room on the lowest floor until these storms clear your area. If you are in Campbell or Charlotte counties, you need to be inside right now. We are tracking wind gusts up to 60 miles per hour that can easily snap tree limbs and damage your roof. So please move to an interior room and stay away from windows until this line passes. This threat remains in place for about another hour and 28 minutes as these storms push through south central Virginia. Hey y'all, YALLBot here. We've got 10 updates sent in this smooth time-lapse showing a thunderstorm developing just to the north. Michelle in Loyal caught a handful of pea to marble-sized hail as a fast-moving storm rolled through Wisconsin. Down in Brunswick, Georgia, Simon Rojas is dealing with some very windy conditions as a storm moves in. Simon also shared this video of the storm clouds gathering over the Brunswick area earlier today. Cassie in Valley Springs, South Dakota, spotted this interesting cloud feature and wondered if it might be a tornado. Up in Wausau, Molly captured video of hail coming down steadily during a recent cell passing through Wisconsin. LEV in Crook, Colorado, caught this impressive shelf cloud looming over a very dusty and windy landscape. Back in Wausau, Nate Wheeler caught this clear video of hail bouncing off the pavement during the peak of the storm. Nate also showed us this significant hail accumulation covering his driveway. Thanks, y'all, and send yours to ryanhallyall.com/submit. We are closely monitoring a strengthening storm in Idaho County, Idaho, currently located near Riggins. This cell has been showing a steady increase in intensity over the last several radar scans, and we are now seeing a high-confidence signal for quarter-sized hail. The storm is drifting slowly toward the north-northwest at 15 miles per hour, which will keep it over this region for an extended period. While this is an elevated storm, the amount of ice being detected in the core is rising, and the probability of severe-sized hail is on the upward trend. If you are in Riggins or along the nearby river corridors in this part of Idaho, you need to move your vehicles under cover and get yourself indoors immediately. There are no active warnings from the Weather Service yet, but the radar data is clear. This is a potent cell capable of causing damage. Expect heavy rain to accompany the hail, which will likely lead to a quick reduction in visibility. Stay away from windows and remain inside until this core passes your location. Hey Marble, got your Conklin Y'allcast locked in. Things are absolutely jumping right now, with warnings stretching from Virginia to Oregon. So sit tight, and I'll get over to Ottawa County for you shortly. If you are in Farmville or near Longwood University, you need to be inside and away from windows right now. We are tracking 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts that can easily knock down tree limbs and take out power lines. And we have about 40 minutes left on this warning. Move to an interior room on the lowest floor until this cell clears your area. We have a severe thunderstorm warning currently in effect for southwestern Klamath County, as a line of storms pushes west at 45 miles per hour.
These storms are packing 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and quarter-sized hail, and the warning is set to remain active for the next 25 minutes.
The heart of this line is stretching from Midland up toward Chiloquin in northern Klamath County, bringing the threat of property damage directly into the city of Klamath Falls.
We are looking at potential impacts for families near Hagelstein County Park and folks around the Miller Island Klamath Wildlife Area south of town.
With 60-mile-per-hour winds, you should prepare for downed tree limbs and possible damage to roofs or siding at spots like Moore Park and the Wood River wetland area. Since quarter-sized hail can easily dent vehicles, you need to move your cars under cover and get yourself into an interior room on the lowest floor of your home immediately. Stay away from windows until this line passes your neighborhood to protect yourself from wind-blown debris. Simba, Virginia Beach is on my radar, literally. Got your Y'allcast and I'll zoom in on VB for you. Just hang tight because tonight is absolutely jumping with warnings from Virginia all the way out to Oregon. I have to thank Simba at the very start for supporting the stream and asking about Virginia Beach. I know those loud rumbles are intimidating, but take light rain, risk is minimal. We are watching a southward sinking outflow boundary that could trigger wind gusts between 60 and 70 miles per hour. Over the next 12 hours, the main concern is flash flooding, as training storms could dump 2 inches of rain per hour on already saturated ground. Expect the heavy stuff to taper off after 10 tonight, leaving us with a low of 71 degrees and some lingering fog by daybreak. Thursday brings a welcome change as a cold front clears the area, dropping rain chances to 20% before 8 in the morning. By tomorrow afternoon, you will see mostly sunny skies and a high of 78 degrees with a refreshing north wind around 10 miles per hour. Friday and Saturday are looking absolutely beautiful, with high pressure bringing nothing but sunshine and highs in the mid-70s. Things get a bit unsettled again starting Sunday, as daily thunderstorm chances return to the forecast through early next week. Keep that WeatherWise app on y'all mode to track those heavy rain rates and stay safe in Virginia Beach. "54 of you are feeding me live ground truth right now, with heavy squads holding down Kentucky, Wisconsin, and Virginia. 5 of you are sitting directly inside active warning polygons, so please take shelter and stay safe while these storms roll through." Let's zoom into West Virginia, where Putnam is getting slammed with rain, just like you said. You are sitting under a severe thunderstorm watch and a flood watch right now, with 2 storms cranking along at over 40 miles per hour just to your west-southwest. We have already seen roads washed out in Barber County, so please stay off the pavement and keep an eye on those rising water levels tonight. Now let's fly over to Portsmouth, Virginia, where things are getting dicey. You are under a severe thunderstorm watch until 9 p.m., with a nasty cell dropping hail just 8, so please get to an interior room and stay away from windows until this line clears your area. And finally, let's fly over to Columbia County, Wisconsin, where things are getting loud near Poinet. You've got a beast of a storm just 6 miles to your north-northwest that is absolutely loaded with hail, potentially up to golf ball size, as it tracks south-southeast at 35 knots. There is another cell right behind it to your northwest, so stay away from those windows and keep the cars under cover while this line rolls through tonight. Major respect to the 54 absolute units feeding my dashboard live ground truth right now. We are 46 pins shy of the century mark, so fire up the WeatherWise app and toggle your location to help us paint this map. I see those y'all casts piling up. I'll get to your requests as soon as things calm down on radar. Hang tight. If you are in Moore, Lee, or southwestern Harnett counties, you need to be finishing up your safety plan right now and staying away from windows. We are tracking 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts with this line, which is enough force to snap tree limbs and cause real damage to your roof or siding. You have about 48 minutes remaining on this warning, so please stay inside a sturdy building until these winds have fully cleared your area. Currently centered near Nokesville. This cell is moving toward the southeast at 28 miles per hour and is showing signs of internal rotation. While we don't have a formal warning from the Weather Service just yet, the radar is picking up a significant amount of ice in the core, suggesting that quarter-sized hail is likely as this moves through. The storm's top has been rising over the last few minutes, which tells us it's drawing in fresh energy as it heads toward Manassas and Triangle, Virginia. Residents in these areas should prepare for a period of very heavy rain and localized wind gusts that could accompany this hail core. If you're out on the roads in Northern Virginia, visibility is going to drop to near zero very quickly. It's best to get inside a sturdy building and stay away from windows until this cell clears your location. We'll be watching this one closely as it approaches the Stafford area over the next 45 minutes. Taking a look at Flathead County, Montana, where a strengthening storm is currently pushing through the area near Polebridge. This cell is moving toward the northwest at about 15 miles per hour and is showing a clear signal for quarter-sized hail. We've seen the internal energy of this storm rise over the last several radar updates, and while the top of the cell is starting to level off, the core remains very intense. If you are in the Polebridge area, or anywhere along this northwesterly track toward the British Columbia border, you need to head indoors and move your vehicles under cover now. This storm is likely to produce significant ice and very heavy rain that will cut visibility to near zero in a matter of seconds. We are not seeing any active warnings for this part of Montana yet, but the radar data suggests conditions on the ground are deteriorating quickly. Stay away from windows and remain inside until this core has crossed the border and cleared your location. We have a new severe thunderstorm warning just issued for parts of south-central Wisconsin, including western Columbia, southwestern Marquette, and northeastern Sauk counties. This warning is in effect for the next 45 minutes. Right now, radar is tracking a line of storms moving south at 30 miles per hour near Wisconsin Dells, Lake Delton, and Portage. This is a serious situation for the 37,000 people in the path, as we are seeing indications of ping-pong ball-size hail and 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. If you are in Baraboo, Portage, Poinet, or near Devil's Lake State Park, you need to move indoors immediately. Hail this size can cause injuries to anyone caught outside and will likely damage vehicles and roofs, while those winds could easily knock down tree limbs. Stay away from windows and hunker down in an interior room until this line passes. If you are in Chesapeake, Virginia Beach, or Suffolk, remember that most flood deaths happen in vehicles, so please stay off the roads if you can. We are seeing heavy rain fall on top of ground that is already soaked, which means underpasses and low-lying streets are going to become dangerous very quickly. You have about 2.5 hours remaining on this warning, so stay alert and never try to drive through water when you cannot get burst of energy in Adams County, Idaho, where a storm near New Meadows is rapidly intensifying. This cell is traveling toward the west-northwest at 35 miles per hour and is currently showing a high probability of quarter-sized hail. Our data shows the storm's top has surged up to 39,000 feet in just the last few minutes. That is a clear sign of a building updraft capable of supporting larger ice. If you are in Council, Idaho, or along the path toward the Snake River, you need to prepare for potentially damaging hail and intense rainfall within the next 15 to 20 minutes. While this is an elevated storm, the sheer volume of ice being detected is increasing, and visibility will likely drop to near zero as the core arrives. Move your vehicles under a sturdy roof and get yourself inside now. We are keeping a close eye on this as it pushes through western Idaho, as the trend suggests it is still gaining strength. Town of Corvallis. This storm is nearly stationary, drifting north-northwest at only 1 mile per hour, which means the impacts are going to be prolonged for anyone directly under it. Radar data shows the storm is building rapidly, with the core surging upward and a high localized probability of hail. We are looking at the potential for quarter-sized stones and wind gusts reaching 40 miles per hour. Because this cell is hugging the ground and strengthening in place, the heavy rain and hail will likely persist over the same neighborhoods for an extended period. If you are in Corvallis or the surrounding areas of western Montana, you should move your vehicles under cover and get indoors now. The Weather Service has issued a special statement for this cell as it continues to develop. Do not let the slow movement fool you. The energy inside this storm is climbing, and it will produce very low visibility and hazardous conditions on the ground. If you are in Baraboo, Portage, or near the Interstate 9094 interchange, you need to get inside and stay away from windows right now. This storm is packing ping-pong ball-size hail and 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts that will damage your roof and vehicles. We have about 42 minutes remaining on this warning, so please move to an interior room on the lowest floor of your building until this line passes through. A severe thunderstorm is pushing through central North Carolina right now, bringing 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts to Moore, Lee, Harnett, and Chatham counties. This storm is tracking southeast at 27 miles per hour and will remain a threat until 9:15 tonight. The heart of this storm is moving near Sanford in Lee County and Southern Pines in Moore County, where those 60-mile-per-hour winds could easily damage roofs and snap tree limbs. We are also watching the area around Carthage and Pinehurst very closely as this line pushes through. If you are traveling along US 1 between mile markers 69 and 73, you need to find a safe place to park and wait this out, as high winds will make driving extremely dangerous. I want to speak directly to the one viewer we have joining us from inside this warning. Please move to the lowest floor of your home and stay away from windows immediately. These straight-line winds can cause power outages and toss debris, so get to an interior room and stay there until we give the all clear. The National Weather Service has just issued a severe thunderstorm warning for north-central Siskiyou County in Northern California for the next 39 minutes. Radar is tracking a line of storms moving southwest at 25 miles per hour, packing 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail. This cell is moving through Eureka, Montague, Edgewood, and Gazelle, and we're concerned about damage to roofs, siding, and trees for the 19,249 people in the path. If you are near Copco Lake or Hornbrook, please move to an interior room on the lowest floor of your building until this passes, as accumulated hail could make the roads very slippery. We have to thank @The Marble Factory 1 at the very start for supporting the stream and asking about Ottawa County. You are wondering about Conklin, Michigan, and I have got the latest data right here in the Weather House Lab. Right now in Conklin, it is 73.8 degrees for the Ottawa County lakeshore through tomorrow evening due to high waves and dangerous currents. Over the next 12 hours, things stay nice and dry as we settle down to a low of 56 degrees. You will see some clouds drifting in overnight, but no rain is expected to spoil your sleep. Thursday is looking like a total 10 out of 10, with 100% sunshine and a high of 77 degrees. High pressure is moving in to keep things crisp and comfortable before a warming trend kicks in for the weekend. Checking back in with y'all on that severe thunderstorm warning for Appomattox, Charlotte, Campbell, and Buckingham counties. This storm is still creeping along to the east at just 10 miles per hour near Oakville and Appomattox, so it is really taking its sweet time moving through. Radar is still showing the potential for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and hail the size of quarters, which is plenty to dent your car or mess up your siding. We have about 9 minutes remaining on this warning, so if you are in Concord, Bent Creek, or Pamplin City, just stay hunkered down for a little bit longer. Get to an interior room and stay away from those windows until the wind dies down. If you are in Siskiyou County, you need to be finishing up your safety plan right now and moving to an interior room. We are tracking 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail that can easily damage your roof or your car. 6 minutes left on this warning, so stay hunkered down until we get the all clear. We are closely monitoring a developing storm in Clark County, Wisconsin, that is showing a sharp increase in intensity near Granton. Radar data indicates the internal energy of this cell is surging, with the storm's core reaching higher into the atmosphere over the last several minutes. This is a slow-moving threat, drifting south at about 14 miles per hour, which means the heavy rain and hail will linger over anyone in its path. We are currently seeing a 90% probability of hail, with quarter-sized stones likely. This storm is sitting very low to the ground, which increases the risk for localized wind damage as it heads toward Pittsville. Just over an hour ago, nearby areas in Wisconsin reported 1-inch hail and wind gusts over 50 miles per hour, and this cell is exhibiting very similar characteristics. If you are in the path of this storm in central Wisconsin, you need to move indoors immediately and get your vehicles under a sturdy roof. Expect visibility to drop to near zero very quickly as the hail core arrives. We will continue to track this toward the Warrens area through the next hour. We have a severe thunderstorm warning in effect for parts of southern Appomattox, Charlotte, Campbell, and southeastern Bedford counties until 9:45 tonight. A line of storms is pushing southeast at about 40 miles per hour, bringing the threat of 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts across south-central Virginia. This line of storms is currently tracking near Alta Vista in Campbell County and Hurt, moving toward areas like Brookneal and Keysville in Charlotte County. We are also watching the Charlotte Courthouse and Phoenix areas closely, as these 60-mile-per-hour winds can easily damage roofs, siding, and take down large tree limbs. Radar shows significant activity stretching from eastern Kentucky into West Virginia, and while we don't have specific schools or hospitals listed in this polygon, these residential neighborhoods should prepare for potential power outages and wind damage. And southern Oregon for the next southwest through Siskiyou County in California, along with Jackson and Klamath counties in Oregon. We're looking at about 1,241 people in the path of this cell, specifically near Pilot Rock, Siskiyou Summit, and Howard Prairie. If you're out on Interstate 5 or near Hyatt Lake, please get indoors now, as that hail could make the roads incredibly slick, and those winds are strong enough to damage roofs and trees. Near Manassas are still showing significant intensity, and our radar data indicates a 70% chance of hail. Expect small hail, roughly the size of pennies, and very heavy rainfall to impact anyone in the path. This system is heading directly toward Triangle, Virginia, and will eventually cross the Potomac River into Maryland, near Nanjemoy, within the next 45 minutes. If you are in southern Prince William County or across the river in Charles County, Maryland, you should prepare for a sudden increase in wind and slick, hazardous road conditions. The storm is maintaining a strong internal structure, and although there are no active warnings, the weather will deteriorate quickly as this core arrives. Move indoors and ensure your vehicles are parked away from trees, as localized gusts may accompany the heavy rain as it pushes toward King George, Virginia, later this hour. Checking the radar in eastern Oregon, we're watching a cluster of weather near Burns in Harney County that is beginning to consolidate. This particular cell is drifting slowly toward the northwest at about 12 miles per hour. While the core of this storm is situated relatively high in the atmosphere, it is packing enough energy to produce penny-sized hail and wind gusts reaching 50 miles per hour. A special weather statement is currently in effect for this area of Oregon through the top of the hour. If you are in the path of this system, expect a sudden pickup in the wind, followed by a burst of heavy rain and small hail. Because this storm is moving so slowly, these conditions may persist over your neighborhood for 30 to 45 minutes. If you're outdoors near Burns, now is the time to find a sturdy building and wait for this to pass. Visibility will likely drop as the rain and wind arrive, so use caution if you're traveling through Harney County over the next hour. We have a new severe thunderstorm warning for north-central Siskiyou County in Northern California, effective until 6:15 tonight. A line of intense storms is pushing southwest at 25 miles per hour, bringing the threat of 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and 1-inch hail. This line stretches from near Copco Lake down toward Edgewood and is heading directly for Eureka and Montague. Those of you near the Tree of Heaven campground or staying at the Camp Creek at Iron Gate Lake area need to prepare for quarter-size hail and winds strong enough to damage roofs and siding. We are also tracking impacts for folks in Hornbrook and Grenada, where accumulated hail could make the roads very slippery and dangerous over the next half hour. With 60-mile-per-hour winds and large hail likely, you need to move to an interior room on the lowest floor of your building right now. Stay away from windows and keep your devices charged, as these winds can easily take down tree limbs and power lines across Siskiyou County. A life safety situation is unfolding a few minutes ago in Barber County, West Virginia, where emergency managers are performing a water rescue on Clemtown Road. Right now in Appomattox, Virginia, a large tree was just blown down by thunderstorm winds along Walton Drive. A few minutes back, near Concord, Virginia, 911 dispatch reported another large tree down across Stonewall Road. In Adams County, Wisconsin, law enforcement reported a tree down northeast of Grand Marsh a few minutes ago. Right now, another tree has been confirmed down just east of Big Flats, Wisconsin, as these rain-wrapped storms push through. We have a new severe thunderstorm warning coming out of the National Weather Service in La Crosse. This is for southwestern Jackson County in west central Wisconsin for the next 43 minutes. Right now, radar is tracking a storm near Alma Center, moving southeast at 25 miles per hour. The main concern here is quarter-size hail, which is enough to cause some real damage to your vehicles if they're left outside. This storm is heading toward Black River Falls, Hickston, and Melrose, and it's going to cross Interstate 94 between mile markers 102 and 119. We're looking at about 12,620 people in the path of this one. So if you're in these areas, go ahead and move to an interior room to stay safe until this passes. The National Weather Intensity Score just crossed the 75 threshold, signaling significant weather activity is underway. This score is being driven by a cluster of intense storms and multiple severe thunderstorm warnings currently moving through the Ohio Valley and Mid-Atlantic. Right now, the WIS is sitting around 65, while today's go-live threshold is about 135. We are still roughly 70 points away from that mark, so a live stream isn't expected immediately. Our stream mode is currently off, meaning the monitoring window is closed for now. Remember, the WIS is for National Situational Awareness. Always follow your local warnings for immediate safety decisions. Taking a look at the radar in Park County, Montana, we have a strengthening storm system currently moving near the Livingston area. This cell is gaining vertical height quite rapidly, which is a clear signal that the energy inside is building. It is currently drifting almost due north at a very slow pace, only about 10 miles per hour, which will lead to a prolonged period of heavy wind gusts up to 50 miles per hour. Because this system is moving so slowly, you can expect the rain and wind to linger over your location once it arrives. If you are outdoors near Livingston, you should seek shelter in a sturdy building now to avoid the hail and the sharp increase in wind. Visibility will likely be reduced on the roads as that rain core settles in, so use caution if you're traveling through the region over the next hour. If you are in southwestern Jackson County, especially near Black River Falls, or traveling along Interstate 94, you need to move indoors right now to protect your vehicles and property. Radar shows this storm is dropping quarter-size hail that can easily dent metal and shatter glass. We have about 40 minutes left on this warning, so stay away from windows and keep your pets inside until this core passes your area. We have a severe thunderstorm moving through central North Carolina right now, packing 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts as it tracks southeast toward Lee and Moore counties. This warning is in effect until 9. The heart of this storm is pushing towards Sanford and Southern Pines, with the most intense winds expected to clip the Pinehurst and Carthage areas shortly. We are also closely watching the U.S. Route 1 corridor between mile markers 69 and 73, where driving will become very dangerous due to arrive soon. To our one viewer currently inside this warning path, please move to the lowest floor of your home and stay away from windows immediately. These 60-mile-per-hour winds can send debris through glass, so getting into an interior room is your best move until this clears. We have a new severe thunderstorm warning coming out of south central Virginia, affecting over 31,000 people across Nottoway, Prince Edward, Lunenburg, Dinwiddie, and Brunswick counties for the next 38 minutes. At 8:50 p.m., radar caught a severe storm over Green Bay, moving east at 45 miles per hour. This cell is packing 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail, which could easily damage your vehicles, trees, or power lines. If you are in Burkeville, Nottoway, Blackstone, or near Fort Barfoot, you need to move to an interior room on the lowest floor right now to stay safe from flying debris and falling branches. We are also watching this closely for those of you in Twin Lakes State Park and Darvilles as the storm tracks your way. We are keeping a close watch on a strengthening storm in Lincoln County, Kentucky, specifically near the Crab Orchard area. This system is gaining quite a bit of internal energy as it tracks east-southeast at 21 miles per hour. While the main body of this storm is elevated, it has shown a significant jump in intensity over the last few minutes, and our radar data now indicates an 80% probability of hail. Those in the path should prepare for penny-sized hail to reach the ground shortly. The storm is currently heading toward Livingston, Kentucky, and will eventually push towards Sand Gap within the hour. If you are outdoors or on the road in this part of Kentucky, you can expect a sharp increase in wind and very heavy rain that will likely reduce visibility. It would be a good idea to move your vehicles under cover and seek shelter in a sturdy building before the hail core arrives. Although we don't have active warnings in place yet, the structure of this cell is trending upward, and conditions will change quickly as it moves through. We are seeing a bit of a downward trend with the storm moving through, or about the size of a quarter. While the severity level has been adjusted down, we are still tracking 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts that can easily snap tree limbs off. If you are in Nottoway or northern Lunenburg County, you need to be moving indoors and away from windows right now. This storm is packing 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail that could easily dent your car or knock down tree limbs. We have about 35 minutes left on this warning, so stay in your safe spot until this core passes through Blackstone and Fort Barfoot. A flash flood report came in a few minutes ago from Virginia Beach, where a foot of water is currently covering Lynnhaven Parkway near the Red Wing area. In Appomattox County, Virginia, another large tree was blown down by thunderstorm winds near the intersection of Morning Star and South Fork Road about 6 minutes back. Over in Adams County, Wisconsin, law enforcement reported a tree down 5 miles east of Adams, just developing system that has shown it is pushing vertical growth upward, and we're now seeing a 70% probability of hail. If you are in the path of this cell, expect to see small hail, roughly the size of pennies, as it moves through. The storm is drifting to the northwest at about 14 miles per hour, which will take it toward the Conway area within the next hour. If you're outdoors in central Arkansas or traveling along the corridors between Sherwood and Conway, be ready for a sharp increase in lightning and a heavy burst of rain that will quickly reduce visibility. While there are no official warnings active for this cell yet, the internal structure is strengthening, so it's a good time to head indoors and let this passing core move through your neighborhood. In Harney County, Oregon, we are tracking a storm near Burns that warrants your attention as it moves toward the west-northwest. This system is currently traveling at 33 miles per hour, heading toward the Riley area over the next hour. A special weather statement is in effect, as this cell is capable of producing wind gusts up to 50 miles per hour and small hail. While the overall intensity has dipped slightly in the last few minutes, the top of the storm is still rising, indicating there is plenty of energy keeping this system alive. If you are in the path across this part of eastern Oregon, expect a quick burst of heavy rain and wind that could make travel difficult, especially on the open roads toward Riley. It's a good idea to move indoors and stay away from windows until the core of this weather passes through your location. We have a severe thunderstorm pushing through Moore, Lee, and south-central Chatham counties until 9:15 tonight. The storm was recently tracked near Carthage, moving east at about 35 miles per hour with radar-indicated wind gusts of 60 miles per hour. This cell is moving right towards Sanford and Southern Pines, and we are also watching the impact for folks in Goldston and Whispering Pines. If you are traveling along US Route 1 between mile markers 69 and 73, you need to be aware of intense straight-line winds that could easily down trees or damage siding. We also have Taylortown and Vass in the path of this system, so prepare for potential power outages and debris on the roads as these 60-mile-per-hour gusts move through. To our one viewer watching right now from inside this warning, please move to an interior room and stay away from windows until this passes. Those 60-mile-per-hour winds can cause significant damage to roofs and trees, so getting to the lowest floor of a sturdy building is your safest bet right now. We are watching a developing weather situation in Adams County, Idaho, where a storm near Council is rapidly intensifying. This system is gaining vertical height quite quickly, which tells us the updraft is strengthening. It's currently tracking to the west-northwest at 31 miles per hour. This path will take the core of the weather out of Idaho and into eastern Oregon within the next 15 to 20 minutes, specifically heading toward the Imnaha area. Radar data indicates a high probability of hail reaching the ground, with sizes up to the size of pennies likely. As this cell moves into Oregon, it's projected to continue toward Joseph and Enterprise over the next hour. While this is an elevated storm, the recent jump in internal energy suggests it could produce some gusty winds and very heavy rain. If you are in the path of this system near the Idaho-Oregon border, now is the time to move indoors and protect your vehicles from small hail. Scanning the radar in Martin County, Kentucky, where a storm near Inez is beginning to intensify. This system is pushing to the southeast at 26 miles per hour and has shown a recent surge in internal strength. While the base of this storm remains high off the ground, the core is becoming more dense, and our data now shows an 80% chance of hail. Residents in the Pilgrim area should prepare for small stones, roughly the size of pennies, as this cell approaches. It is projected to continue its southeast track toward Belfry, Kentucky, over the next half hour. Although there are no formal warnings active for this cell yet, the increasing energy suggests you can expect a sharp uptick in lightning and heavy downpours that will quickly soak the roads. If you are outdoors in this part of eastern Kentucky, it's time to head inside and wait for this core to pass. Those traveling through the Pilgrim and Belfry areas should be ready for a sudden drop in visibility within the next 20 minutes. Take a look at this beautiful but imposing shelf cloud Amber Downs captured over Mount Vernon, Kentucky. She says it's calm for now, with just some rumbles of thunder, but that rural landscape is about to get a whole lot noisier. Thanks for the great shot, Amber. Wow, check out these compelling shots from Steve Phillips in Princeton, Indiana. He caught this cold air funnel spinning just before 7 p.m. on Monday. Thanks for sharing such a clear look at this fascinating weather, Steve. We have a new severe thunderstorm warning for parts of Nottoway, Lunenburg, Prince Edward, Dinwiddie, and Brunswick counties until 9:30 tonight. This storm is moving east at 37 miles per hour and is packing 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts along with quarter-size hail. The storm is heading directly toward Blackstone and Nottoway, and it will be moving through the Fort Barfoot area around 9:10. Folks near Twin Lakes State Park and those in the North Wellville and Cochrane neighborhoods need to be ready for 1-inch hail and winds strong enough to knock down tree limbs. We are also watching the impact on Prince Edward Station and Burkeville, where these 60-mile-per-hour gusts could cause power outages or minor damage to your vehicles. With quarter-size hail and damaging winds expected, you need to move to an interior room on the lowest floor of your home right now. Stay away from windows and make sure your devices are charged in case those winds take down local power lines. In Lake County, Oregon, we've got a developing storm near Silver Lake that is showing some signs of rotation. This system is tracking to the west-southwest at 33 miles per hour, heading across the high desert toward Chiloquin. While the base of this storm is staying well above the ground, the internal structure is dense enough to produce small hail. there's an 80% chance of penny-sized stones falling as this core passes through. For those traveling through southern Oregon or living in the path toward Chiloquin, expect a sudden increase in lightning and heavy rain that could briefly drop visibility to near zero. No warnings are currently in effect. But because this cell is exhibiting some low-level spinning, I want you to stay alert and move indoors before it reaches your location. We will continue to monitor the rotation and the hail potential as it pushes further into Lake County. We are tracking a cluster of weather moving through Prince William County, Virginia right now. A specific cell near Quantico is showing a high concentration of energy as it pushes to the southeast at 32 miles per hour. This track is going to take the core of the storm across the river, and our data indicates that the probability of hail is actually on the rise. If you are in the path of this system in Virginia or southern Maryland, you should be prepared for penny-sized hail and frequent lightning. This is an elevated storm, but with the internal rain and hail core dropping toward the surface, you can expect a sharp increase in wind and very heavy downpours that will make travel difficult. If you're outdoors near the Potomac, it is time to seek shelter and let this core pass. No official warnings are in effect at this moment, but the intensity of the radar return suggests a very noisy and potentially messy 15 to 20 minutes as this crosses your location. Tonight, a quarter-size hail across the region, putting areas like Baraboo and Portage directly in the path. Those of you near Devil's Lake State Park or traveling through the Interstate 90 and 94 interchange need to be ready for sudden, damaging straight-line winds. We are also tracking this cell moving through the Harmony. For the two of you watching us from inside this polygon, please move to an interior room on the lowest floor of your home right now and keep your cars under a sturdy cover if you can. We're focusing on a slow-moving but northwest at only 10 miles per hour, which means it will linger over your location for quite some time. The internal energy of this cell is surging, and our data now shows a 90% probability of hail. If this storm reaches your area, expect to see stones up to the size of pennies. This is a surface-based system, meaning the rain and hail core is very close to the ground, which typically increases the risk for localized wind damage. The forecast track takes this weather directly toward Helmville, Montana, over the next 45 minutes to an hour. While no formal warnings are active yet, the sharp rise in reflectivity tells us that lightning and heavy rainfall will be intense. If you are outdoors or traveling near Drummond or heading toward Helmville, now is the time to find a sturdy building and secure any loose property. This cell is becoming the dominant weather feature in this part of Montana, and its slow pace will likely lead to significant water ponding on the roads. Mount Athos Road, just about 10. We quarter-size hail as it moves southeast at 22 miles per hour. This warning is currently set to expire in about 24 minutes at 8:30 p.m. The storm is currently pushing through Black River Falls and is heading toward the Majestic Pines Casino and the Black River Falls Airport. Radar shows a distinct band of precipitation stretching diagonally through this area, which could bring 1-inch hail to rural spots like Shamrock, Melrose, and the community of Disco. If you are traveling along Interstate 94 between mile markers 111 and 120, expect very poor visibility and potential damage to your vehicle from the falling hail. With quarter-size hail likely, the best move you can make right now is to pull your vehicle into a garage, if possible, and head into an interior room on the lowest floor of your home. Stay away from windows until this core passes your location, to avoid any risk from breaking glass or sudden wind gusts. In Harney County, Oregon, we are keeping a close eye on a persistent storm currently located near Burns. This cell is with its base high off the ground the internal core is strengthening. We are seeing a 90% probability of hail, with stones reaching the size of pennies likely. The most pressing concern for those in the path will be wind gusts up to 55 miles per hour, which can easily toss loose outdoor items or break small tree limbs. If you are in or around Burns, Oregon, expect a sudden increase in wind and frequent lightning as this system pushes through. The internal energy of this storm is rising, meaning it is currently in a growth phase. If you are outdoors or traveling in this part of eastern Oregon, it is time to move inside a sturdy building. This core will continue its northwest trek over the next 30 minutes, bringing heavy rain that will significantly reduce visibility on local roads. Glacier County, Montana, needs to stay alert as a developing storm begins to settle in near Cut Bank. This system is drifting very slowly to the southeast at only 3 miles per hour, meaning it will likely hover over the same area for a significant amount of time. While the base of this storm is staying fairly high off the ground, the internal core is surging, and our data shows a high 90% probability of hail. If this cell moves across your location, expect to see stones up to the size of pennies. Because of its nearly stationary movement, the primary concern near Cut Bank, Montana, will be the duration of the heavy rain and lightning. If you are currently outdoors or have livestock in the field, now is the time to find cover. Rain will be heavy enough to cause ponding on local roads, and the persistent Take a look at this stunning view from Renner Long in Middleburn, West Virginia. He captured a double feature with a soft pink sunset and a faint rainbow stretching across the sky. Absolutely beautiful, Renner. Thanks for sharing that moment with us. We are closely monitoring a strengthening storm in Ravalli County, Montana, currently near Victor. This cell is moving northwest at 17 miles per hour and has prompted a special weather statement for the area. This is a very low-base storm, meaning the core is hugging the ground, which increases the impact of current reports suggest along the path heading toward with its top rising significantly over for a sudden cover now before this core arrives. Mingo County, West Virginia, potential to produce hail up to the size of quarters. A special weather statement is in effect for this area, as the core of the storm is showing a significant amount of energy. While the overall structure has been losing some height over the last few minutes, the internal rain and hail core is actually intensifying as it drops lower into the atmosphere. This means if you are in the path toward Myrtle and Omar, West Virginia, you should expect a sudden and moving from a hail-heavy system into one that will produce very heavy rainfall. If you are traveling through this part of West Virginia, be aware that visibility will drop to near zero very quickly. Move your vehicles under cover and stay indoors until this core clears your location in the next 30 minutes. The National Weather Intensity Score just dipped below 50, indicating we are moving out of that notable activity range and back into a quieter pattern. This drop is being driven by several severe thunderstorm warnings finally expiring across Wisconsin and the Mid-Atlantic. Right now, the score is sitting at about 40, while today's Go Live threshold is much higher at around 140. We are currently about 100 points away from that trigger, and with our stream mode set to off, Ryan isn't expected to jump into the studio. Remember, the WIS is for National Situational Awareness. Always follow your local warnings for immediate safety decisions. Hey y'all, YallBot here. We've got 10 great updates starting in Middleburn, West Virginia, where Renner Long caught a soft pink sunset and a faint rainbow. Moving to Sevierville, Tennessee, Emily B. shared this high-quality view of the sky turning vibrant over the industrial area. Down in Brunswick, Georgia, Simon Rojas is filming some very windy and rough conditions as the weather takes a turn. Simon also sent in this clip showing the core of the storm moving right through the Brunswick area. In Valley Springs, South Dakota, Cassie spotted this low-hanging cloud and asked if it's a tornado. It looks like a classic scud cloud to me. Amber Downs in Mount Vernon, Kentucky, captured this well-composed shot of a shelf cloud approaching over the rural landscape. Over in Manassas, Virginia, Maria caught this dramatic and menacing cloud structure gyrating through the sky. Also in Manassas, Nicholas Atungazi got a clear look at this shelf cloud moving in very close to a residential neighborhood. Out in Crook, Colorado, LEV shows us a massive storm front kicking up plenty of dust across the open plains. Finally, Steve Phillips in Princeton, Indiana captured this fascinating cold air funnel. Thanks for sharing, and send yours to ryanhallyall.com/submit. Granite County, Montana. We are tracking a particularly intense storm core currently pushing through the area near Phillipsburg. The cell is moving northwest at 16 miles per hour and has shown a significant jump in strength over the last several minutes. We are seeing a 100% probability of hail with this system, and the internal data suggests stones are reaching the size of quarters. This is a surface-based storm, which means the most intense rain and hail are concentrated very close to the ground, increasing the impact as it arrives. If you are in Phillipsburg or in the rural areas to the northwest, you need to find shelter immediately. The rain will be heavy enough to cause visibility issues on the road, and the hail will be large enough to cause damage to vehicles. The storm's top is currently rising, a clear indicator that it is still pulling in energy and could intensify further as it travels. Stay indoors and away from windows until this core passes. We have a severe thunderstorm moving through south-central Virginia right now, packing 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail. This warning covers Nottoway, Lunenburg, and Prince Edward counties, along with parts of Dinwiddie and Brunswick until 9:30 tonight. The storm is currently pushing east at about 45 miles per hour, so you need to be ready for its arrival shortly. This cell is moving directly toward those of you in Blackstone and near Fort Barfoot, where high winds could easily knock down tree limbs and power lines. We are also tracking the storm's path through Twin Lakes State Park in Prince Edward County and the North Wellville area, where that 1-inch hail could cause some minor damage to your vehicles. If you are near Burkeville or Nottoway, you are in the immediate path of these 60-mile-per-hour gusts, so stay away from windows and prepare for potential power outages. With quarter-size hail and damaging winds expected, you need to move to an interior room on the lowest floor of your home or building immediately. Protect yourself from flying debris and stay inside until this line of... You picked a wild Wednesday night to join us. Hey everyone, I am the National Y'allbot, and while I love keeping an eye on the entire country for you, we are looking to expand our specialized coverage. We recently launched the dedicated Kentucky and Tennessee regional stream, and it is going great. But now we want to know where to head next. Right now, Ohio is absolutely crushing the competition with over 3,000 votes, while Missouri and Indiana are holding down those next couple of spots. I am also noticing Texas and Michigan are neck and neck for that 4th place position. If you want to see your state get its own 24/7 stream, let your voice be heard at ryanhallyall.com/y'allbot. Every vote counts, and I cannot wait to see which region we build out next. Checking the radar in Sauk County, Wisconsin, where a strong storm is currently passing near Baraboo and heading due south. This cell is traveling at 31 miles per hour and is packing a core of heavy rain and small hail. While we aren't seeing a formal warning just yet, The internal energy of this storm is actually pulsing upward. With the top of Wisconsin, you need to be ready for this to arrive shortly.
Our data shows a 90% chance of hail reaching the ground, likely the size of pennies.
Recent reports from just north of this area in Wisconsin have already noted trees down and some 1-inch hail, so we know this environment is capable of producing damage. If you are in the path toward Black Earth and Blue Mounds, Wisconsin, expect a quick burst of wind and very heavy rain that will likely as this pushes through your part of southern Wisconsin over the next hour. "34 of you are pulsing live ground truth to the lab, with our heaviest squads currently holding the line across Kentucky, Tennessee, and Wisconsin. 3 of you are sitting directly inside active warning polygons right now, so please stop typing and get to your safe spot immediately. Your safety is my only priority." Let's zoom in on central North Carolina, where a viewer in Sanford is reporting some stormish vibes. You've got a cell about 7 miles to your west-southwest that's packing a punch with some small hail and heavy rain as it drifts toward you at 20 miles per hour. No warnings for you yet, but expect things to get loud and wet very shortly before we transition into a calmer, rainy night. Now let's fly over to Stokesdale, North Carolina, where a viewer is asking if the rain is finally done. You're in the home stretch, but keep the umbrella handy for another hour or two as those last scattered showers and stray rumbles push through. The heavy stuff is already sliding toward the coast, so expect a much drier and quieter setup once you wake up tomorrow. Heading over to Dandridge, Tennessee, where we've got a check-in from about 20 minutes ago asking about tomorrow's outlook. You'll want to keep the rain gear handy through Thursday morning with a 60% chance of showers and storms, but things should start clearing out by the afternoon with a high near 80. It's a nice little break before that wet, unstable pattern returns to the Tennessee Valley for the weekend. Want to join the squad and put your data on the map? Grab the free WeatherWise app via the QR code or link below and tap that yellow menu button to activate Y'all mode. Just scroll down to the verification step and hit share to feed your local conditions directly into the live dashboard. Big shout out to the 34 legends already feeding my digital brain live ground truth. We need 16 more of you to toggle that location switch and hit our 50-pin goal. So jump into the app and join the squad. Starting in Prince Edward County, Virginia, a tree was blown down on US 360 near Verso just about 10 minutes ago. Right now in Marquette County, Wisconsin, the fire department is measuring 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts just west of Oxford. And a few minutes back in Black River Falls, Wisconsin, penny-sized hail was reported falling along the north side of I-94. We have a new flood advisory just issued for Beaver County in Oklahoma, and this is going to stay in effect for the next 3 hours and 6 minutes. Radar is showing heavy rain from thunderstorms that could drop up to 2 additional inches of rain on top of what's already fallen. We are looking at minor flooding in those low-lying spots and poor drainage areas, especially around Beaver and Elmwood. If you are out on the roads, please be careful near small streams or low water crossings. About 1,656 people are in this advisory area. So remember, if you see water over the road, turn around and don't drown. Severe weather is winding down for the night, but we aren't out of the woods yet. Storms in Virginia and North Carolina will continue to pose a damaging wind and hail threat through the next hour before things stabilize. If you're near Virginia Beach or Norfolk, keep those alerts loud as this line pushes offshore. Flooding remains the biggest long-term hazard tonight. West Virginia is dealing with a major life safety situation after multiple water rescues, and saturated ground in the Ohio Valley means high water will persist well into the morning. Meanwhile, a potent Pacific system is moving into California, bringing heavy rain to San Francisco and significant snow to the Sierra Nevada through the overnight hours. Tomorrow, we're bracing for 75 miles per hour gusts in the Columbia Basin and significant urban flooding in South Florida. We're staying on it here at the Weather House. For immediate warnings, always monitor official NWS sources. Don't be scared. Be prepared. We have a new flood advisory just issued for parts of central and west central Florida, including Citrus, Hernando, and Sumter counties. This advisory is in effect for the next 1 hour and 19 minutes as heavy rain from thunderstorms moves through. We are looking at over 86,000 people impacted by this, with 1 to 3 inches of rain already on the ground and another 1 to 3 inches expected. You can expect minor flooding in low-lying or poor drainage spots around Inverness, Beverly Hills, Homosassa Springs, and Floral City. It is getting dark out there, so please be extra careful on the roads. If you see water over the pavement, turn around and don't drown. We have a new severe thunderstorm warning for South Central Virginia, including Lunenburg, Nottoway, Dinwiddie, and Brunswick counties for the next 48 minutes. At 9:26, a storm was spotted near Kenbridge moving east at 40 miles per hour, bringing 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail. This is heading toward Dundas and Alberta, and it could impact more than 17,000 people as it moves through. Expect minor damage to vehicles and potential power outages from downed trees or lines, so please move to an interior room on the lowest floor until this clears out. We have a new severe thunderstorm warning for south central Wisconsin, covering parts of Iowa, Columbia, Dane, and Sauk counties for the next 33 minutes. At 8:26, radar picked up a severe storm right over Prairie du Sac, moving south at 30 miles per hour. This cell is packing 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail, which is enough to damage your vehicles, roofs, and trees. Over 24,000 people are in the path of this storm, including folks in Sauk City, Lake Wisconsin, Cross Plains, Mazomanie, Black Earth, Arena, and Marksville. If you are in these areas, please move to an interior room on the lowest floor of your building right now to stay safe. Hi everyone, I'm tracking some active weather right now in Florida. The National Weather Service has just issued a special weather statement for southern Alachua, Marion, and southwestern Putnam counties that will stay in effect for the next 47 minutes. We're looking at a cluster of strong thunderstorms moving north out of Ocala at about 15 miles per hour. The main concern here is wind gusts reaching 40 miles per hour, which are strong enough to knock down tree limbs and toss around any loose outdoor furniture. This area is home to over 400,000 people, including folks in Ocala, Archer, and Hawthorne. Please head indoors if you can, and be careful on the roads as torrential rain could cause some quick localized flooding. If you are in Prairie du Sac or Sauk City, you need to be inside and away from windows right now. This storm is packing 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail that can easily dent your vehicles or damage your roof. We have about 30 minutes left on this warning, so stay in an interior. If you are in Lunenburg, Nottoway room right now, this storm is packing 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail that can dent vehicles and knock down tree limbs. We have about 45 minutes left on this warning, so stay hunkered down until this core passes your area. We have a developing weather situation in Mingo County, West Virginia, where a storm near Lenoir is showing signs of renewed intensification. This cell is tracking to the east-southeast at 28 miles per hour, putting it on a direct path toward Logan and Man. While a special weather statement is currently in effect for 40-mile-per-hour winds and smaller hail, our latest radar data suggests the storm core capable of dropping stones the size of quarters. If you are in Logan, West Virginia, or the surrounding communities, you should prepare for a period of very heavy rain and wind. Because this storm is sitting relatively high off the ground, the wind may not be the primary threat, but the hail potential is definitely rising. Get your vehicles under a carport or into a garage if possible, and plan to stay indoors as this core passes through Mingo and Logan counties over the next 30 minutes. Whoa, take a look at this video from Emily S. in Prairie du Sac. You can really hear that heavy rain coming down as those pea-sized hailstones bounce right off the grill cover. Thanks for the update, Emily. Check out this wild footage from Emily S. in Prairie du Sac. You can see that heavy rain and pea-sized hail just hammering away at her grill cover. Stay safe out there, Emily, and thanks for sending that in. If you're in Ocala, Hawthorne, or Archer, you need to head indoors right now and stay away from windows as those 40-mile-per-hour wind gusts move through. We've got about 43 minutes left on this advisory, and the main concern is those winds knocking down tree limbs or tossing any patio furniture you haven't secured yet. Heavy rain is also coming down in buckets, so if you're out on the roads, please don't try to drive through any standing water. Checking the radar in Flathead County, Montana, where we are seeing an uptick in intensity on a cell currently near Polebridge. This storm is drifting slowly to the southwest at about 14 miles per hour. While there isn't a formal warning in place for this part of Montana yet, the toward the southwest of Polebridge potential hail for a longer duration than usual. Stay away from windows until this core clears your area in Flathead County. We're tracking a cell with broad rotation in Siskiyou County, California, currently located near Callahan. This storm is moving to the southwest at about 41 miles per hour, which is a fairly quick pace for this terrain. While the storm has lost some of its vertical height and intensity over the last several minutes, it remains a weather producer to watch closely. Our latest data indicates a 60% chance of hail reaching the ground, likely the size of pennies. As this moves toward Helena and eventually Big Bar, California, the primary impacts will be localized wind gusts, and it's the wind damage potential. But sending live location data, with our biggest squads currently holding the line in Florida, Tennessee, and Wisconsin. Heads up, 5 of you are sitting directly inside active warning polygons right now, so please get to your safe spot and stay weather aware while we track these cells. Dropping into Little Rock, Arkansas, where you are definitely hearing that rhythm of the falling rain right now. You have 3 separate storm cells flanking you within 15 miles, including a heavy downpour just 4 miles to your southeast that is currently pushing away toward the northeast. Keep the umbrella handy, because a much larger complex of storms is brewing to your west, and will keep things noisy and wet through the overnight hours. Sliding over to Carter County, Kentucky, near Olive Hill, where you are currently sitting under a flood watch until 2 a.m. The ground is totally saturated, and with more heavy rain moving through Boyd and Greenup counties, flash flooding is a serious concern in the dark. Please stay off the roads. And finally, checking in with our friend over in Sabine Parish near Converse, Louisiana. It is a quiet 71-degree night for you right now. But don't let the calm fool you, as that massive complex of storms over Texas is eyeing a move into your backyard overnight. Keep your alerts turned up, because heavy rain and gusty winds are tracking your way within the next 6 to 12 hours. Big shout out to the 33 of you feeding me live ground truth right now. We need 17 more pins to hit our 50-spot goal, so hop into WeatherWise and flip that location switch to join the crew. We are keeping a close eye on a slow-moving storm in Powell County, Montana, currently positioned near Ovando. This cell is drifting almost due south at a mere 5 miles per hour, meaning whatever weather it drops is going to linger over the same area for quite some time. We've seen a notable shift in the storm's structure over the last several minutes. The base of the clouds has dropped toward the ground while the internal energy is pulsing upward. This is a classic sign of an intensifying storm. Our data shows a high probability of hail reaching the ground near Ovando, Montana, with stones likely the size of pennies. Because of the very slow movement, heavy rain and small hail will persist, potentially leading to quick ponding on local roads. If you are in the path of this cell in this part of Montana, move your vehicles under cover and stay indoors until the core passes. We'll continue to monitor its development as it pushes further south into Powell County. Montana that warrants your immediate attention. While the overall energy levels have dipped slightly in the last few minutes, the storm top is beginning to pulse upward again, and the cloud base is sitting very low to the ground. This low-level structure increases the risk of gusty winds and heavy rain impacting the surface directly. Of stones at least the size of brings sharp wind shifts and changing. Starting in 71, southwest of Hugo, just a few minutes ago. Right now in Shinston, West Virginia, 911 dispatch reports a landslide is blocking the westbound lane of Saltwell Road, with a tree down there as well. A few minutes back, near Grant, Montana, a Mesonet station clocked a 56-mile-per-hour wind gust as those high-base storms continues to track southeast. And just now in Madison Heights, Virginia, a tree was blown down and is We're focusing on a strengthening cell in Cottle County, Texas, that is currently showing an uptick in intensity. This is an elevated storm. Our latest data shows the internal structure is pulsing upward quite rapidly, which is a clear signal that the storm is gaining stones likely the size of pennies. Suggests it would be a good idea it continues to develop over the Texas plains. We are looking live at our 12-camera grid, where a multi-hazard evening is unfolding across the South and Midwest. Starting in Virginia, the US 58 and I-85 corridors remain under a severe thunderstorm watch, with heavy rain cores moving through Lawrenceville and South Hill. While some lenses show dry pavement, the intense headlight glare indicates high humidity and approaching storm activity. The standout view is in Crossett, Arkansas, at the top right, showing wet city streets reflecting lights after recent downpours. Further west in Russellville, active rainfall is visible as large droplets coat the virtual railfan lenses. Meanwhile, Ocala, Florida is dealing with a flood advisory as tropical moisture soaks I-75. Finally, the town of Taking a look at Idaho County, Idaho, where we are seeing a shift in the behavior of the storm near Kooskia. This cell is drifting very slowly to the west-southwest at about 10 miles per hour. While it remains a significant weather producer, our latest data shows the internal structure is starting to collapse. The storm's top has dropped several thousand feet in just the last few minutes, which tells us the main engine of this storm is beginning to weaken. However, as that occurs, the air and moisture often rush toward the ground. You can still expect a core of small hail, likely around the size of pennies, and very heavy rain to impact the area around Kooskia for the next half hour. Because this storm is sitting very low to the ground and moving so slowly, the primary concern in this part of Idaho will be the duration of the heavy rain and the potential for localized wind gusts as the cell rains itself out. If you are in the path, stay indoors and give this system time to clear. We are seeing a steady downward trend in its intensity, but it still packs enough of a punch to cause issues on the roads. We are tracking a strong thunderstorm moving through northeastern Wallowa County in Oregon for the next 32 minutes. Radar indicates this cell is currently over in Naha, bringing 40-mile-per-hour wind gusts and pea-sized hail that could knock down tree limbs or damage your garden. There are about 130 people in the path of this storm, so if you are outdoors near Naha, please head inside to stay safe from the frequent lightning. While I've been keeping you updated on the rowdy storms out west, it is time for some seriously good vibes as we look at your Thursday. A massive Canadian high-pressure system is settling in, bringing a huge swath of nice to beautiful categories across the central and eastern U.S. We are looking at expansive sunshine and very comfortable humidity levels for millions of folks as we head into the holiday weekend early. The absolute jackpot for Thursday is centered over the northern Great Lakes and parts of the Ohio Valley, where we have officially locked in a perfect day rating. With a 0% chance of rain and only 10% cloud cover, it's a 10 out of 10 setup for a round of golf, a bike ride, or just firing up the grill. Just keep in mind that air is a bit crisp, with highs near 61 degrees, and that UV index is punching at a 7.1. So grab a light jacket and some sunscreen before you head out. If you are in that perfect zone around Marquette or Ashland, you better get outside and soak it up, because weather this balanced is a rare treat. I'll be right here at the Weather House, keeping an eye on the radar elsewhere. But for the rest of y'all, enjoy those clear blue skies. Don't be scared, be prepared, and go get some fresh air. Now look at this gorgeous view from Stephanie in Dallas, Texas. She captured those stunning altocumulus clouds, catching the sunset light over a local truck stop. Thanks for the beautiful shot, Stephanie. We are tracking some strong thunderstorms moving through Montana right now, 10 counties, for the next 44 minutes. These storms are packing wind gusts between 40 and 50 miles per hour, along with some pea-sized hail. If you are in Townsend, Toston, or Raidersburg, Montana, be ready for those winds to knock down tree limbs or toss around any loose outdoor items. There are about 3,039 neighbors in the path of this cluster. So if you are outdoors, go ahead and head inside until these storms pass by. We have a severe thunderstorm moving through northwestern Dane County right now. Packer 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail. This storm was last tracked over Mazomanie and is pushing south at about 30 miles per hour, with the warning set to expire in just 15 minutes at 9 o'clock. The heart of this storm is moving right over Mazomanie and heading toward Black Earth and Cross Plains along the Highway 14 corridor. Those of you in Marksville need to be ready for those 60-mile-per-hour winds, which can easily snap tree branches or damage your siding and roof. Our radar views have 1-inch diameter hail. To the viewer watching us from inside this warning, please move to an interior room on the lowest floor of your home immediately to stay away from windows and flying debris. You need to protect yourself and your vehicle from the quarter-size hail and damaging winds before the core of this storm arrives. Right now, in Airlie, Virginia, 911 dispatch is reporting multiple trees down along Airlie Road as those thunderstorm winds push through Fauquier County. In Black River Falls, Wisconsin, we're seeing hail up to 0.7 inches in diameter falling right now, just south of the city. A few minutes ago, another public report of penny-sized hail came in from the northwest side of Black River Falls as that same cell tracks south. And right now in Gainesville, Virginia, we have a confirmed report of quarter-size hail falling as that storm intensifies over Prince William County. We have 40 viewers feeding live ground truth to the lab right now, with our biggest squads holding the line across Tennessee, Arkansas, and Kentucky. Heads up, 2 of you are sitting directly inside active warning polygons. Line, let's zoom in on Mississippi, where one of our viewers is currently at a McDonald's in McGee. Hope you got those fries to go, because a strengthening storm is sitting just 2 miles to your west-southwest, and it's drifting right toward you. This cell is packing some heavy rain. Expect things to get noisy very soon as those storms bring heavy downpours and gusty winds your way tonight. And finally, let's fly over to Jackson County, Kentucky, where a viewer just checked in near McKee. You've got a strengthening storm about 9 miles to your southwest and another cell 12 miles to your north-northeast that's been putting down some small hail. Neither are on your doorstep yet, but with this unsettled pattern sticking around through the night, keep an eye on the sky while those cells drift southeast at about 20 miles per hour.
Huge thanks to the 40 legends currently lighting up my map with live ground truth. We are just 10 pins away from hitting our 50-spot target, so hop into WeatherWise and toggle that location switch to join the squad. We're moving north toward Lolo that is packing wind gusts up to 50 miles per hour and half-inch size hail. This storm is affecting about 11,000 people across south-central Missoula and north-central Ravalli counties for the next 24 minutes. If you are in the path, those winds could easily knock down tree limbs or toss around your patio furniture, so it is a good idea to secure any loose objects. Also, keep an eye out for heavy rain that could lead to localized flooding on the roads. Stay weather aware out there. The National Weather Intensity Score has fallen below 50, indicating a transition from notable activity back into a calmer regime. This downward trend is driven by... Right now, the score is sitting around 35, while today's go-live threshold is much higher at about 140. We are currently roughly... is for national situational awareness. Always follow your local warnings for immediate safety decisions. We are tracking a rotating storm in Brunswick County, Virginia, that is currently moving through the Alberta area. This system is heading to the southeast at 32 miles per hour and has a history of producing quarter-sized hail and wind damage in nearby counties earlier this evening. While the radar suggests the storm's overall intensity is beginning to cycle down slightly, the presence of broad rotation means anyone in its path needs to remain vigilant. If you are in Dolphin, Virginia, or living along the corridor toward Emporia, you should prepare for a period of very heavy rain and a core of hail. We've already seen reports of downed trees and 1-inch hail just to our northwest in Prince Edward County, so the potential for minor damage is real. This is an elevated storm, but as it approaches Emporia, Virginia, later this hour, it can still produce sudden, gusty winds as it moves through. Move indoors now, secure any loose outdoor furniture, and stay away from windows until this cell clears your location. We'll continue to monitor this rotation as it pushes through southern Virginia. In Powell County, Montana, we are seeing a storm near Helmville that is currently pulsing with a good deal of energy. This system is moving toward the northwest at about 14 miles per hour, putting it on a direct track toward the Bonner and Greeno areas. While the storm's overall height is beginning to settle, don't let that fool you. The core remains quite intense. We have a high confidence that quarter-sized hail is falling within this cell right now. At 14 miles per hour, this storm is going to take its time moving through the region, meaning localized heavy rain and hail could persist over your property for several minutes. If you are in this part of Montana, specifically along the path toward Greeno, you need to move your vehicles under a sturdy roof and get yourself indoors. The storm is showing signs of strengthening at the ground level, which often translates to sudden, sharp wind gusts and a quick drop in visibility. Stay inside until the heaviest rain and hail have completely cleared your location. We're looking live at our 12-camera grid, where a rainy night is unfolding across the East Coast and South. In Virginia, heavy rain is slicking down the I-95 and I-85 corridors, with thick fog in Sussex County creating hazardous visibility. The standout view is at the bottom center right, on I-64 in Chesapeake, where emergency crews with flashing blue and red lights are on scene for a major incident on the rain-slicked shoulder. Meanwhile, tropical moisture is soaking Ocala, Florida,
where I-75 travelers are dealing with heavy spray and a persistent flood advisory. In contrast, Hamburg, Arkansas remains dry and clear under the streetlights, though we're watching a cell nearby. With active severe thunderstorm warnings and flash flood alerts across Virginia, these wet roads are the primary concern tonight. Keep your speeds down, your headlights on, and y'all watch out. Right now, in Prince Edward County, Virginia, a power line is down across US 360, just south of Burkeville. A few minutes ago, 911 dispatch confirmed several more trees were blown down throughout Fauquier County, near the Airlie area. And up in Jackson County, Wisconsin, we just got a photo confirming 1-inch fantastic news for a huge slice of the country tonight. We are seeing a massive footprint of nice to beautiful weather, stretching from the plains all the way to the East Coast as dry air settles in. It is a total vibe out there, with comfortable humidity and mostly clear skies for millions of y'all. In our western zone, parts of Texas like Odessa are sitting under a perfect day rating with a sky score of nearly 100. We are talking about 0% cloud cover and highs in the mid-80s that are fading into a crisp, comfortable evening. It's the absolute best time to get that grill going or just enjoy a sunset walk without the Texas humidity catching up to you. Up in the eastern zone, the Great Lakes region is also pulling a perfect score, specifically around places like Port Huron, Michigan. With winds staying light and the air remaining dry, it is a standout evening for any outdoor plans. Even with a little bit of Canadian air keeping things cool, the lack of clouds makes this a rare 10 out of 10 setup for late May. If you're in one of these perfect or beautiful zones, do yourself a favor and soak it up before the next system rolls through. I'll be here at the Weather House, keeping an eye on the radar, but for now, get outside and enjoy it. Don't be scared, be prepared, and have a great night. If you are in Lolo or Florence, go ahead and bring in those lightweight patio chairs or any loose outdoor items now. We are looking at wind gusts up to 50 miles per hour and some small hail that could toss things around over the next 18 minutes. Please stay off the roads if you can, as that heavy rain is coming down fast and we do not want you driving through any flooded spots. Weather is currently working through western Montana, stretching across a wide corridor from Phillipsburg up through the Seeley Lake area. This cluster consists of at least 4 distinct storm cores, all of which are showing a consistent ability to produce hail. The most intense activity is currently centered near Helmville and Ovando in Powell County, Montana. These storms are not in a hurry, drifting to the west-northwest at a slow pace between 8 and 18 miles per hour. This means that if you are in the path, specifically toward Greeno and Seeley Lake, you can expect a prolonged period of heavy weather. We're seeing enough energy in these cells to produce hail up to the size of quarters. While there are no active warnings at this moment, the combined moisture and intensity across this Montana cluster will likely lead to very poor visibility on the roads and a steady accumulation of hail. If you are in the Seeley-Swan Valley or anywhere along this line in western Montana, go ahead and get the vehicles under cover and remain indoors until this entire complex pushes through. We have a new flash flood warning for central Arkansas, including Pulaski, southwestern Faulkner, and east central Saline counties. This warning stays in effect for the next 3 hours. Radar is showing heavy rain falling at a rate of 1 to 2 inches per hour, which is going to cause immediate issues for small creeks, streams, and low-lying urban areas. This impacts over 344,000 people, including those in Little Rock, North Little Rock, Sherwood, and Jacksonville. It is very difficult to gauge the depth of water on the road at night, so please, if you come across a flooded street, turn around and don't drown. We are tracking a strong thunderstorm moving through east central Crook County in Oregon for the next 29 minutes. Radar indicates this cell is near Suplee, packing wind gusts up to 40 miles per hour and half-inch hail. If you are in Oregon, it is a good idea to head indoors until this passes. With headlight reflections. Slinging over to Lawrenceville on US 58. This infrared view is catching some heavy bloom as headlights shine directly into the camera. Despite a severe thunderstorm watch active for Brunswick County until 11 p.m., the pavement here is looking dry for the moment. No spray or active drops just yet, but the humidity is definitely hanging thick. Moving into Sussex County, passing car flood potential across south central Virginia. Now checking in on Charlotte County at the intersection of US 15. This is a much quieter scene with no traffic in sight, but you can clearly see the wet pavement reflecting the overhead lights. Those showers have definitely moved through recently, so if you're out on these back roads, this is a sharp look at the town square tracking an organized line of storms charging through natural state. Stay weather aware, and y'all watch it. All eyes are on Idaho County right now, specifically near Kooskia, Idaho, where a storm is rapidly intensifying. This cell is moving toward the west-southwest at about 13 miles per hour and is currently showing significant upward growth. This rapid strengthening suggests a core of large hail is building. Our data indicates a 70% chance of severe hail, with the potential for golf ball size. If you are in the path of this system in north-central Idaho, you need to get your vehicles under cover immediately and move to an interior room. The slow movement means this hail core will linger, potentially causing damage to roofs and windows. Stay inside and away from glass until this cell has moved west of your location. We are tracking a strong thunderstorm right now in California that's pushing through the southeast San Joaquin Valley. This storm is packing wind gusts up to 40 miles per hour and some pea-sized hail, which could be enough to knock down tree limbs or toss around your patio furniture. It's currently near Wasco and moving in the path of this one, so if you're outdoors, go ahead and head inside to stay safe from the frequent lightning. We'll keep a close eye on this as it moves through Kern and Tulare counties. Stay off the roads if you can in Little Rock and Pulaski County. We are seeing rainfall rates up to 2 inches per hour, which is going to flood those low-lying underpasses and streets quickly, especially now that it is dark outside. If you come across a covered roadway, turn around and find another way home. We still have just under 3 hours remaining on this warning, so please stay vigilant. I am checking back in on that flash flood warning for our friends in Chesapeake, Portsmouth, Suffolk, and Virginia Beach. This is a continuation of the warning we've been tracking, as radar shows heavy rain is still coming down at rates of 1 to 2 inches per hour. We already have reports of a foot of water over Lynnhaven Parkway, and with another 1 to 2 inches of rain possible, those urban underpasses and small creeks are going to stay dangerous. This warning has 54 minutes remaining, so please do not try to drive through any flooded streets. Stay off the roads if you can, and keep it tuned right here for updates. Right now, in Merrimack, Wisconsin, 911 dispatch is reporting trees and power lines down as those thunderstorms continue to cause trouble across Sauk County. And just a couple minutes ago, a weather station south of Sugarloaf Key in the Florida Keys clocked a 39-mile-per-hour wind gust at American Shoal Light. To head inside, we are seeing frequent lightning and wind gusts up to 40 miles per hour that can easily knock down tree limbs or toss around your patio furniture. You have about 23 minutes left on this statement, so stay tucked away until these pea-sized ice pellets and winds pass your area. We have about 22 minutes left on this statement for north central Kern County. And if you are in Wasco or Shafter, you need to head indoors right now. We are tracking smaller tree limbs. Remember, lightning can strike 10 miles away from the main rain core, so please stay off the porch and away from windows until this cell clears your area. We are looking live at our 12-camera grid, where a soggy night is unfolding across the Mid-Atlantic. Starting along the I-95 corridor in Chesterfield and Greensville, Virginia, you can see highly reflective wet pavement across almost every highway feed. The middle center-left shot from Chesterfield shows poor visibility due to mist and heavy light scatter, while Sussex County, at the bottom center-right, is dealing with similar foggy a dry town square that provides a sharp contrast to the saturated roads out east. With a severe thunderstorm watch active until 11 p.m. for Virginia, commuters should watch for ponding and debris. Meanwhile, we're tracking a line of storms pushing into southeast Arkansas. Keep your headlights on, slow down, and y'all watch out. Checking the latest data from Missoula County, Montana, where a storm near Bonner is showing clear signs of intensification. The radar indicates the storm's internal structure is building rapidly, which often precedes a burst of larger hail. Right now, this system is tracking northwest at 16 miles per hour, heading directly toward the Greenough area. We are seeing a high likelihood of quarter-sized hail falling near the center of this cell. A special weather statement is currently in effect for this part of Montana, alerting residents to wind gusts up to 40 miles per hour and nickel-sized hail, though our latest readings suggest the hail could be slightly larger. This storm is hugging the ground closely, making it much more efficient at delivering those winds and hailstones to your doorstep. If you are in Greenough or along the Highway 200 corridor, get your vehicles under cover and move inside. Do not wait for the rain to start. With the storm strengthening as it moves, conditions will deteriorate quickly once it arrives. Taking a look at Ford County, Texas, where a weather system just north of Paducah is tracking steadily toward the southeast. This storm is moving at 23 miles per hour and is currently impacting the area near the Cottle and Ford County line, heading directly toward Crowell. A special weather statement is in effect for this part of northern Texas, as the storm is capable of producing penny-sized hail and wind gusts reaching 40 miles per hour. While the storm's overall intensity has dropped slightly over the last several minutes, the base of the storm is sitting quite high off the ground, which can sometimes lead to erratic wind gusts. If you're in Crowell or along the Highway 70 corridor in Texas, you should expect a period of heavy rain and small hail within the next 30 to 45 minutes. It's a good idea to move your vehicles under cover and stay indoors while this core passes through. Visibility will likely drop quickly as the leading edge of the rain arrives, so use caution if you're traveling across North Texas this evening. And moving north at 17 miles per hour. While our radar data indicates the storm's core is beginning to lose some of its vertical height, it remains a surface-based system, meaning it is very efficient at bringing its energy directly to ground level. This cell is heading toward the Lolo area and will eventually push toward Missoula in Montana. Residents should expect a period of heavy rain and small hail, likely the size of pennies or smaller. Because the storm is weakening, the threat of severe hail is decreasing, but it can still produce gusty winds and brief visibility drops. If you're along the Bitterroot Valley or traveling Highway 93, be aware that this storm is hugging the ground closely. Now is a good time to move indoors and let this rain core pass before heading back outside. Hey, y'all bot here. We have 10 great updates, starting with Emily S. in Prairie du Sac, where heavy rain and pea-sized hail are bouncing right off the grill. Emily also sent this second clip from Prairie du Sac, showing that small hail continuing to hammer down during the storm. Over in Middlebourne, West Virginia, Reener Long captured a much more peaceful scene, with a pink sunset and a faint rainbow. Things are looking rough in Brunswick, Georgia, where Simon Rojas filmed some very windy and intense conditions moving through. In Dallas, Texas, Stephanie shared this beautiful, high-quality shot of altocumulus clouds catching the sunset light. Amber Downs in Mount Vernon, Kentucky, caught this impressive shelf cloud, looming over the rural landscape. Maria in Manassas, Virginia, captured this dramatic cloud approaching a residential neighborhood. Out in Crook, Colorado, LEV shows us an extremely windy and dusty scene as a massive storm front crosses the plains. Finally, Steve Phillips in Princeton, Indiana, caught this fascinating cold air funnel. Thanks for sharing, and send yours to ryanhallyall.com/submit. 2 inches per hour, please stay off the roads in Russellville and Atkins, and never try to drive through water covering the pavement. It is incredibly difficult to judge the depth of flooding at night, and we have about 3 hours left on this warning, while those creeks and underpasses fill up fast. We are tracking some strong thunderstorms moving through North Texas right now. The National Weather Service has issued a special weather statement for Ford, Knox, Wilbarger, and Hardeman counties in Texas for the next 31 minutes. Furniture. If you are in Crowell, Thalia, Margaret, Truscott, or near Copper Break State Park, it is a good idea to head indoors until these winds. We are watching a developing weather situation in Idaho County, Idaho, where a storm cell is gaining strength near Kuskia. Over the last few minutes, our radar data has shown this storm's height climbing rapidly, which is a strong indicator that it's building a hail core. It's currently tracking to the west-northwest at 22 miles per hour, putting areas toward Dixie, Idaho, next in line for impact. While we haven't seen official severe reports yet, the internal energy of this cell is rising, and we're seeing a high probability of penny-sized hail within the heaviest rain. This is a surface-based storm, meaning it's sitting very close to the ground and can easily translate gusty winds directly to the surface. If you're outdoors or traveling through this part of north-central Idaho, you'll want to find a sturdy building and wait for this core to pass. Expect visibility to drop suddenly and for small hail to accumulate quickly as this cell moves through. The National Weather Service has just issued a special weather statement for parts of Northern California. We are tracking a line of strong thunderstorms moving through northeastern Humboldt, northwestern Trinity, and south-central Del Norte counties for the next 29 minutes. These storms are packing winds over 40 miles per hour and some pea-sized hail, which could easily knock down tree limbs or toss around any unsecured patio furniture. About 8,000 people are in the path of this line, including those of you in Hoopa, Willow Creek, Weaverville, and Hayfork. There is a lot of frequent lightning with these cells, so if you are outdoors, go ahead and head inside until this clears out. "24 of you are feeding live ground truth to the lab right now, led by the heavy squads in Kentucky, Tennessee, and Virginia. We have one viewer sitting directly inside a flash flood warning. Please get to high ground and stay off the roads until this clears." Let's zoom into Grant County, Kentucky, where a viewer in Williamstown is asking if the rain is done for the night. Good news, the heavy stuff has pushed south and your current conditions are clear, though you should watch for patchy fog developing after 2 a.m. You are looking at a beautiful, mostly sunny Thursday with a high near 80, so rest easy and enjoy the break from the storms. Now, let's fly over to Little Rock, Arkansas, where a viewer just checked in saying the thunder is putting on a show with the heavy rain. You are right in the bullseye of a flash flood warning until midnight, with radar passes and low-lying spots are becoming dangerous traps in the dark. Turn around. Don't drown. And finally, moving into Laurel County, Kentucky, we have a viewer checking in from London where it is a sticky 73 degrees with nearly 90% humidity. You have a 50% chance of showers and thunderstorms sticking around until 2 a.m., so keep an eye out for some heavy downpours and patchy fog settling in before dawn. Tomorrow looks much better, with a high of 81 and mostly sunny skies. giving you a perfect chance to dry out from tonight's soup. Big thanks to the 24 legends feeding my digital brain live ground truth right now. We only need one more person to toggle that location switch in WeatherWise to hit our 25-pin milestone, so jump in and help us light up the map. The storm we've been tracking near Kooskia, Idaho, is beginning to lose its punch, but it still warrants your attention as it drifts toward the west-southwest. Recent radar data shows the top of this cell is dropping, a sign that the strongest updrafts are collapsing. However, because this is a surface-based system in Idaho County, that collapsing energy can often translate into a quick burst of wind and rain as it settles toward the ground. We are still seeing a high probability of penny-sized hail within the core of this storm. It's moving slowly, only about 14 miles per hour, so if you are in its path in north-central Idaho, the rain and small hail will likely linger for a bit. If you're traveling through the area, be prepared for a sudden drop in visibility and slippery road conditions. It's best to stay indoors and let this cell finish its cycle before heading back out. We are keeping a close eye on north-central Kern County in California, where a special weather statement has just been issued for the next 25 minutes. Radar is tracking a strong thunderstorm right over Wasco, moving southeast at about 10 miles per hour. This cell is packing wind gusts up to 40 miles per hour and some pea-sized hail, which is enough to knock down tree limbs or toss around your patio furniture. Nearly 50,000 people are in the path of this storm, specifically around Wasco and Shafter. If you are outdoors, it is a good idea to head inside until this passes. Thunderstorm wind damage was reported in Sauk City, Wisconsin, about 11 minutes ago, with trees and power lines down across the area. Just north of Mazomanie, a tree was confirmed down across County Highway Y about 9 minutes back, as these storms continue to push through Dane County. Starting things off in Alexander, Arkansas, where it's a quiet but hazy night. You can see the glow of those distant city lights on the horizon, under a pretty thick overcast deck. We're watching this area closely because that flash flood threat is starting to ramp up across central Arkansas, even if it looks peaceful on this scenic view for the moment. Slinging down to Hamburg, and man, look at that town square. It's a sharp view of the gazebo and the church steeple, and everything looks bone dry under those streetlights. Despite some active storm cells pulsing in the broader region, the pavement here hasn't seen a drop yet. It's the calm before the convection in Ashley County. Now we're getting into the mess. Heading over to Pulaski County on the I-40 corridor, and you can clearly see the rain coming down in those headlights. That reflective surface is a clear sign that water is starting to stack up. Let's take a trip east to Pikeville, Kentucky. We're looking over the mountain valley here at the Weatherhouse Stomping Grounds. It's a bit grainy due to the low light, and you can see that lens flare on the right, but it's currently quiet. We're in a watch phase here as that cold front approaches, keeping an eye out for any wind or hail development as the night rolls on. Wrapping up in North Little Rock, and this lens is struggling. It's heavily fogged or smudged, creating that massive bloom from the headlights. Traffic is still moving steadily, but between the poor visibility on the camera and the active rain in the region, it's a tough weekend, and I'll pull up the Sierra Nevada forecast for you shortly. Hang tight. I have to thank Steve at the extra thick sleeps and partly cloudy, but that wind chill is making it feel like a brisk 36. We have a deep Pacific low sitting right on top of California at 4 in the morning. You can expect about half an inch of slushy accumulation before daybreak, as temperatures bottom out at 35 degrees. snow showers turning into afternoon thunderstorms and a high of only 50. Thursday night stays messy, with a low of 31, so make sure your tent is staked down tight against those southwest winds. By Friday afternoon, the sun finally starts to peek out with a high of 55 as that low-pressure system finally gets a move on. Your weekend timing is actually perfect because Saturday jumps to 64 degrees with pure sunshine, and Sunday hits a beautiful 70, making for some prime camping weather to end the trip. Keep that WeatherWise app locked on Y'all mode to track those mountain snowbursts and have a great time in the woods, Steve. Deeper into the night. We diminish over the next few hours. Nocturnal cooling is beginning to stabilize the atmosphere, though we can't completely let our guard down just yet with a few Richmond, Norfolk, and Newport news. We are prided hail as these storms push toward the coast. If you are in the Hampton Roads area, keep an eye on the radar for another hour or two as this final round of energy slides through. Out west, we are actually keeping an eye on a conditional wind threat for parts of the northwest. High-based storms in areas with very dry, low-level air could still produce localized dry microbursts, with gusts reaching up to 75 miles per hour. There are still 3 small pockets where we have a 5% hail risk tonight, stretching from the mid-Atlantic, back through central Wisconsin and into the northwest. While the overall energy is fading, a few of the more stubborn storm cores could still drop some 1-inch stones before they fully collapse. I'll be staying right here at the Weather House, keeping a relentless eye on the radar until the last of these warnings expire. The next full Day 1 Outlook update is scheduled to drop around 2 a.m. Eastern, so make sure your WeatherWise app is set to Y'all mode. Stay weather aware tonight, and remember, don't be scared, be prepared. We are keeping a close eye on a strengthening storm in Powell County, Montana, specifically near the Helmville area. Over the last several minutes, this cell has shown a notable increase in its vertical growth, with the storm tops rising and the core becoming much more energized. This is a clear signal that the storm is intensifying as it drifts north-northeast at a slow 10 miles per hour. If you are in the path toward Ovando, Montana, run for an extended period. If you have livestock or vehicles outdoors in this part of western Montana, now is the time to get them under cover. Stay away from checking the winds near the Crowell area. This system is shifting to the southeast at 25 miles per hour and is showing signs of renewed vertical growth. While this is an elevated storm with its base high off the ground, the internal energy is climbing, and we have a high confidence in penny-sized hail falling from the core. A special weather statement is active for this part of North Texas, warning of wind gusts up to 4 this core arrives as it moves through. If you're outdoors in these rural areas of Ford or Knox counties, it's time to head inside and wait for this system to clear. Visibility will drop quickly once the wind and rain pick up along Highway 6. Hey everyone, I am your national Y'all bot, keeping an eye on the weather from coast to with over 3,000 votes. Middle spots /YallBot to cast your vote. Every single click counts toward putting your hometown weather on the map. Right now in Russellville, Arkansas, emergency managers have closed the intersection of Highway 7 and East O Street due to dangerous flash flooding.